playing the body and singing, to me, is what we're doing with all this instrument. This instrument, the art of body singing, talks a lot about this instrument being, the body being the instrument, and trying to find some very tangible and objective ways to go in and feel it and put it together and constantly raise the bar on the coordination level. Because voice has to happen all at once. We can talk about breathing, we can talk about placement, we can talk about articulation, expression. It all kind of has to be in there at the moment. So a very tangible thing that I talk a lot about when it comes to playing the body has a lot to do with breath, and that is just knowing that breath is a moving target, that if I'm singing here, I need X amount of air. As I go higher, I need more air on the fly. I need more support. And I don't want to get pushy with that. I want to create a body that lets the support system follow that and be very fast, because I say all the time, great singers are fast. So I have to kind of cultivate this, and the best way to do that is in the warm-up, is to cultivate the fact that you're teaching the body to work in the opposite direction that it naturally wants to go. It naturally, if you take a breath, as you exhale, the body wants to collapse around you. And that's called a costal breath. So if I fill up here and do that, the body wants to do that. But actually going the other way, by literally opening, as you're exhaling, is not necessarily a natural act. You have to teach yourself that act. So a few moves there. One is constantly teaching yourself to lift yourself up by the back of the head. So if I lifted myself by the front of the head, I would arch and I would be pulling on everything. But instead, if I can get this sense that I'm constantly lifting by the back, I'm going to keep things pretty straight. I want to have a sense of my hips kind of working under me. And then the hard part in all this, and this is not immediate for anyone, is just constantly knowing how to pull on the ribs. There's a group of muscles in here called the intercostal muscles. So basically being able to pull on the ribs independent of the breath. Usually you learn it though by breathing really here, expanding as much as you can with that breath, not holding our breath. We're taught not to do that in singing, but just keep breathing. You think you're full, keep breathing in, just so you know what that feels like. Well, your first thing that's going to happen when you exhale is that. It's going to take you a while to get in there and learn how to do that. Now where this comes in handy is, say I am in a pretty good posture and I go up and I need more, and I can actually make that move while I'm singing. So I don't have to be in a fixed position where I'm yanking on my ribs all the time. I have to be kind of whatever necessary. Sometimes I'm just kind of lifting up by the back of the head and things are pretty straight and it doesn't take that much. Other times it takes a lot. So this is playing the body where I can move this. Say I did this. As I go higher, particularly that kind of doing that controlled of a tone. Real, what I call compressed sort of belt tone. It takes more control than if I just let it go like that. To have that kind of control on it, I feel like yanking on my ribs. That helps a lot. To get something big, helps a lot. So if I start I lift up as I go through that. I'm going up. I get to the top. I'm not going to be able to take a breath. I'm pulling myself up for that. Lifting yourself up, not the shoulders. Shoulders kind of want to be relaxed back and down a little bit. Constantly pulling yourself up. Being very loose and Gumby-like. As you need more, you give yourself more. You can relax in it, you relax in it. So playing the body and putting that somewhere in your workout will make it intuitive. Otherwise it won't be. And you'll be pretty much in a static position in your body. And you'll wonder why you aren't getting things you want. And you'll start working from your throat and doing things that cost you, strain and not getting the kind of results you want, when so much of this work has to do with getting the support system to rise to the occasion that you're trying to get it to rise to. So incorporate playing the body into your fun.